Okay, guys, so it's being recorded from now on. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Nicolas. I just want to tell you, as usual, that this event, this webinar, has been organized by the Weekly Fasting Group. It's a group of the individuals from all over the world, a WhatsApp group, and we practice abstinence from food for 24 hours every week on a consistent basis, week after week after week. So that's the purpose of this group. And we are also into self-development. So some people come from the health viewpoint aspect, other people come to the group from the spiritual aspect. But what unites all the people in this group is that we all want to grow in different aspects of our lives. We want to develop. So guys, if you are watching this video on YouTube and these ideas appeal to you, my phone number, my WhatsApp number is below this video. You're welcome to send me a message with your name and I will happily add you to the group. And for the people who are present here now, I'll put my WhatsApp number in the chat. So please send me a WhatsApp message with your name and with your request to join the group. Of course, everything is free and I will happily add you there. And today we have with us Nicolas, and I'm really happy, Nicolas, to have you here. We are going to talk about a fascinating subject of pranic processes, breatharian processes, because lots of people have lots of ideas about those processes and what it is about. And to tell you the truth, also for me, the subject is quite vague. I don't have clear idea about what it is actually. So hopefully Nicolas will enlighten us about that. But we will start with a short guided meditation by Nicolas, just to help us come here and now and to ground ourselves a little bit. So Nicolas, please, over to you.
Wonderful, amazing. Thank you, Arik. So, my friends, thank you to be here. We're going to, before the talk is going to start, we're going to just have a small meditation just to tune in our space. Everyone comes from different and are in different places. So we're going to just very simple. You just let anything that needs to arise arises. We're going to keep our eyes closed and we're just going to observe and stay in observation with no. I'm going to say a few words just before the meditation, and then it will last 6 or 7 minutes. We will see. I will let it flow. So, my friends, you can just take a comfortable position, and we're going to close our eyes together and just connect with our space of happiness and joy and silence. All our cells and atoms are taking from the pranic flow of the universe, the light, the prana, the chi, at every instant, all that they need to be in perfect health and perfect harmony. Enjoy. Slowly open up your eyes and come back here and now, this dimension, the only reality. Welcome back, my friends. So I heard someone has his microphone not muted and there was a bit of sound. It's Roberto Torrisi. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to start my sharing. So Breatharian, this word brings a lot of questioning. I just want to start with, as you are a fasting group, and Arik said that you every week you fast for 24 hours. I want to, yes, I want to just let you know a story. There is 500 years ago in Switzerland, there is a man called Nicolas and he became one of the saint patron of Switzerland. He used to fast in his young age. Do you hear me okay? Everyone, my voice is okay?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, there are some sounds in the background, but it's fine. You're totally clear.
Okay. So he was fasting one day a week for in his teenage period, at least for, and he kept this habits for all his life. He was a judge. And he had a family, he had married, and he had 11 children. When he was the age of 40, 45, I don't remember quite, I need to look at the history, he decided to leave his family and to go into the mountains and in a special valley where the hermits would go. And he asked his family the permission, and everyone knew that this would probably happen to him because he was really called to be more in heaven than on earth. And when he was on the journey to this Switzerland valley, place in the mountains, he got a vision of an angel that came to him in a vision, and with a spear of light pierced his abdomen, his tummy completely. The spear of light went through him. And from that moment, he knew he would not need any more physical food, no more drinking, no more eating. He stayed in that state for 30 years until he passed away. He was very, very famous in that period. He was visited by the nearby cities that would not believe, so they would organize a kind of circle to see if any food would go in. The Vatican sent inquisitor to see if it was true, and finally it was true. So I just want to let you know that what you are doing is already a Breatharian intention. Breatharian means that everyone has this capacity as human beings, but it means that it is the last thing that you will do. It's the last thing that apparently a human is doing, and he is feeling in great shape. He's feeling completely alive and missing nothing. So there are categories of Breatharian, and this you need to understand that not everyone is manifesting Breatharianism or they are manifesting in different ways. So these humans that are manifesting the ultimate states, let's say the miracle state, we call them category 4. They are the ones that are not drinking or very little, maybe one coffee a day, maybe a glass of water or some teas. But most of the time they are just, most of the time, always they are in this state. Some of them not even drink, and they are not losing weight. They are feeling great, and they are just having their normal lifestyle. And then you have the categories a bit underneath. This is mine actually. I am playing around with the liquid food and sometimes with solid food still. You have the category 3 that is eating maybe once a month, once a week, maybe twice a week maximum. And most of the time is on liquids. Or not eating at all. Eating, I mean biting and chewing, or just drinking, liquid lifestyle. This is the category 3. And then you have the, just a minute. So do you hear the voices around me? Because there are some people.
Yeah. There are voices around you. Yeah, but I guess we can do nothing about it for now because you're in the mall.
Well, actually, I can move because they are really close to me, so I can just move 10 meters.
Okay.
Okay, let's close to nothing.
Let's give it a try.
Rimane lì, Rafa. Maybe it's gonna be better.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be better. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I was on the Breatharian category 3, and then we have the Breatharian category 2, and these are all the ones that are having experience like you. They are doing one fasting day a week, maybe one 5 days of fasting a month, that are having a change in their consumption, a change in their alimentation, meaning that you go vegetarian, or maybe you go vegan, or maybe you go fruitarian, or you're doing intermittent fasting. All these experience that people are doing, they are doing. Sorry, I'm going to turn off my WhatsApp. They are having Breatharian experience. A Breatharian experience, a pranic experience, is an experience about energies. So you're just changing the energies that are in you, and you're doing that by consuming less density and by consuming better quality. But this is there's one phenomenon that is going to happen, and it's going to trigger in your system. That is, you're going to use less energy to digest. And all these energies that you're using less to digest, you're going to recuperate. You're going to recuperate for your healing, for your detox healing, because the detox is always a healing that is happening. So, of course, there are some detox that are a bit strong, and so it's recommended to, well, at least we recommend not to go too much on the detox, but to dilute the detox, to have a safe journey on this experience. When you kind of end the healing, the detox is ending, and the healing is good. You have a new body available with a different consciousness that is going to arise. You will have your senses of perception sharpened. You will have your presence, your feeling, your connection. You will have an empathy that is very different than the body of digesting. So in one situation you have the body of digestion, and slowly human beings are doing this experience of expanding their energy in them, recuperating their energy. This is expanding consciousness and going towards a body of perfection, if we can call it like that. And the Breatharians category 1s, they are simply where we all started from. We all probably started from 2 meals or 3 meals a day, like everyone else on this planet, as the information is like that. This is changing mostly all around the world. Breatharians are coming out in all the countries, and there are many people asking how to reach the state, or at least how to have all the benefits on the way. So this is why you can start a process, but this is what you're doing basically. So every one of you and the initiative of Arik is wonderful, because you are having a pranic process already. So this is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas. Nicolas, maybe you could tell us how you got to this state, like a little bit about your pranic journey.
Sure. So I started 9 years ago. First, I started by I saw a documentary, basically, and this documentary triggered kind of everything. And it was Living on Light. Maybe some of you know it. Yeah. And I said to myself, well, this is fake news, or it is amazing information. I'm 51 years old now, and I was 41 in that time, and I started to be curious. So I understood there was something there, and I understood by the information I had, I was finding on the web, on the internet, and the books available. At least there was something that, and then I started my first process. And my first process was a kind of not yet the revelation. Was the revelation is the effect of the process that I discovered afterwards. So all the healing, all the detox process, and all the healing I had I come from a very, very normal city life. I lived my first part of my life in Paris. So I smoked the cigarettes. I'm a very, very good eater. I love food. And each time I go back on food, I really enjoy it. So the idea to go Breatharian is not, and this is where I'm not against fasting, but we say to people that this is not a fast, a Breatharian, a pranic lifestyle, a pranic process. It is not a privation. It is not an obligation. You should not lose weight, at least not so much in the beginning, just maybe the stool that you have in your body, maybe the extra mass that you have organized with the retention of liquids, of the toxins of your body. But in the first few days, you're going to stabilize very, very quickly, the way we do it. And this means you're no longer fasting, something else is happening. And you're even increasing weight towards the end of the process. People are amazed that they're increasing weight only on liquids, maybe with 500, 100, 1,000 calories, so very, very low calorie. And they are sleeping less and they are feeling great energies. When usually, of course, many people fast and they are actually doing a process, but they are not aware of it. So the reasons why they go back on food is because they have not planned this as a lifestyle. So a pranic process it has a beginning, but usually it has no end, at least the way we bring it. Even if we do 9 days or 21 days, we do every month 21 days online, and I know this, hey, this is a familiar face. Now we are ending a process. We were in France. We are on day 9. We are traveling back to Italy to our Pranic Center. We have a Pranic Center in Italy where we have processes every month online. I'm going next month in India. I will be in India. I've seen that many people are from India. We're going to Auroville to have a 9-day process there. So my life started like that with the first process. Then I did a second process the year after with a Breatharian level 4, category 4, Henri Montfort. He just went on water. His first process, he went on water and he never stopped, basically. So it's 20 years he is in this state, and he's not thin. He has understand that everyone is taking prana, everyone is taking chi, so everyone is flowing with the mass. You're having mass right now coming from all the energies outside of you and inside of you. What human beings are doing is, en plus of that, they are getting a lot of food inside, and this food is using the energy that is not made for that. And you can, but it's an option, basically. So the way we are doing, we are just ruining ourselves. So we are depleting ourselves. We are getting ourselves more tired, more and more. So 20 years old is a wonderful moment in our life where we don't feel such happenings. 30 years old, we start feeling 40, 50, and then it's disruption of the body. So the idea is not to stop the food, because food is part of our existence, it's part of our civilization right now, but it's to organize a safe transition in a different paradigm. So who knows what's going to be in 50 years or 100 years, but if they are Breatharians category 4s, and they are not many, they are 1 out of 10 million. So you should not try to be like them too much, because maybe you're going to put yourself in starvation. But what you can do is everything that is in the middle, in between. It means that maybe you're not able to run a marathon, but maybe you can run 1 mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles. You're still a jogger. You're still on the way. And this is what we're all doing in a certain way.
Mm-hmm. Nicolas, so what about nutrients in food? Like, is it what about this idea that food has nutrients and we need to get nourishment from food? Like, from the Breatharian point of view, how do you treat this idea?
So it is absolutely an idea. We have a conscious and a mind made that if I believe in information, this information will become my truth. Even if it is not true, I will believe it. So this is why if you are hungry and you want to eat, you need to eat. You cannot people cannot come to you and no, you're not going to eat. You're going to be in suffering. The same way, if you feel you need something and you don't have it, you're going to just not be happy at all. But if you say to yourself, you don't need it, then you're going to be in a different state of consciousness. It's placebo and nocebo effect. So if you are if you are raised up with the feeling that you are missing something and that you need to eat, then of course you're going to feel you are dying, and there's some. Oops, Roberto Torrisi is having a lot of noise. Can you mute Roberto?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
I will take care of it.
So, from the Breatharian point of view, when we know that there are these human beings that are feeling great, and myself, I'm just not having any. So my usual day is coffee in the morning, hot chocolate. In this winter time, I like the hot chocolate around lunchtime or in the afternoon, and in the evening I have a soup, basically. This is what I take, but I don't take any fruits. My soup is a dehydrated soup in powder. I'm just I'm not taking any healthy stuff, basically. So all my levels are great. Okay. So I'm going to explain you how it works. Let's take, for example, spinach. Spinach, we all know it's full of iron. So when you take spinach, everyone says if you're missing iron, take spinach. It is what is happening there is you're getting an information in your mouth, and when you're getting an information in your mouth, whatever you're taking is information you're bringing to your system, and so your system is going to react and is going to take this iron not from the spinach, but it's going to synthesize it. It's going to take it from all the energies around you and all the energies inside of you already available. Huh? So this is what is truly happening. From the milk, you're not going to take the calcium from the milk that everyone says that you need to drink milk. You know, it's just not going to happen. Instead, what's going to happen is the iron is going to stack. The iron of the spinach that you cannot assimilate is going to stack, and it's going to create some problems. Or the calcium is going to create some problems. Too much milk is going to create some problem. Your bones will become breakable after decades, and all these problems with food will arise because we are constantly, day after day, putting the food in our system, and our system cannot deal with it. So the idea is not to stop eating, but is to find a true, a balanced relation with food that can be very different for everyone at different stage of the year and different stage of your life, and depending what you're doing, of course. But we have seen athletes. So we have seen myself. I'm in agriculture. I'm not sitting around being in meditation. I'm fully on. And Breatharians that are fully on, you have a great energy available because you're no longer digesting. All this energy is available for you, and we are experiencing this in all the process that we do. So you need to go through the detox symptoms that are at least 3-4. The first days is the physical detox, and then we have the emotional detox, mental detox, and all the three of them will create the spiritual detox.
Very interesting, Nicolas. And tell me, Nicolas, so for example, we have an average person, and this person likes the idea of becoming a breatharian, and then they go for this process. So will they become breatharians for sure after the process, or how does it work?
Well, following what I explained about the categories, you're already Breatharian. This is what we explain. This is what we explain to everyone. Now, if you want to reach level 4, maybe it will never happen because maybe you don't have this structure of a body to run a marathon. So, or maybe your design in life is not that. So you must not follow a belief that you can, but you must just see how it works on you, because you just see the top of the mountain from you in the valley, but you need to climb it all, and it's going to be very, very difficult, and you cannot take in a helicopter to bring you up there. It will just not work. You must do it on your own, by your own, and maybe it's not your design of life. It's very, for me, it's 9 years. I tried in the beginning to go on water, to go on dry days. I lost many kg. Now I'm 74 kg. Before in my life, I was reaching 100 kg. During the pranic process, I was playing around sometimes at 60 kg. So I have a memory in my body from 60 to 100 kg. And now I'm really balanced, and I'm feeling very stabilized in my energies, and I'm consuming around 600 calories a day through liquids. So this is my miracle. This is my Breatharian lifestyle, because this already defies laws of science. Because laws of science say 600 calories, you cannot increase weight. It's impossible. You're going to lose weight and go to anorexia nervosa. Anorexia nervosa, this I must say, anorexia nervosa, but there's another word in Latin that is anorexia mirabilis. And anorexia mirabilis, they were the Breatharian, the Christians, the Breatharians, and there are many of them. And this is what we are doing basically.
Wow, amazing. Nicolas, so what was the main change in your mind that happened that allowed you to live more of prana, to absorb more prana? How would you define the main change, the main switch that you had?
So what is important is to bring evidence. You don't want to believe it's working. You want to make sure it's working. And the way you make sure it's working is we use in our process, we are very, very grounded, because we are bringing more and more people to this, and people are interested because it's the way we bring it. It's easy, but we want to make people understand that this is not a outer body experience, it is a inner body experience. We are here to manifest our potentials as human beings. So, and we need to do it in a sustainable way, because there are many people not ready, not prepared, that they want to try. So we use a balance, a scale. We use a scale during our process to take our body mass weight and really see with our eyes. You want the mind to see that your weight is stabilizing, and that you're only having so many calories. And if you're losing weight, it's could be dangerous, because even if you lose 100 grams a day, in 10 days it's going to be 1 kg, and in 100 days it's going to be 10 kg. So you understand that this is not sustainable on the long run. So we ask people to make an effort on this, and to bring evidence to the mind, because the mind does not function with intuition. The mind functions with what he knows, with what he sees, with security. He's like a child. He is afraid. So what you want to do on your Breatharian journey is just to see that something is happening. You're not ready in the 100% pranic living style, but you are this at a certain level, and you're just enjoying because you're feeling great energies, and you're saying, wow, this is amazing. So why should I go back on food? And the reason you're going to go back on food is because everyone around us, or at least 90%, 99% of society is just eating, and our friends are eating, our family are eating, and our society is based on consumption and is based on food for yet. But this is changing.
Okay. Nicolas, I'm just curious. So you said that people are not supposed to lose weight during this process, but let's say a person is really, really fast, really, really like overweight. So are they allowed to lose some weight, or they're not allowed to lose some weight during the process? If they really want to lose weight, you know?
Yes, of course. Well, this is why everyone that gets into our wants to register in our process, we ask them, are you aware of pranic living process, of this new paradigm? Because many people come from a experience of fasting, and some people don't know, but they think it's a fast, and they come to lose weight. And I say to them, you know, if you come to lose weight, it's the wrong process, because this is not going to happen the way you think. And people, they come, let's say many people are kind of overweighted, and they are in abundance, and they are really surprised because they were planning to lose at least some weight, but they don't lose as much as expected. So it just happens in that way. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, Nicolas, now tell us a little bit about the types of pranic processes. I know that there are different kinds and also different length of time. So could you please enlighten us about different categories of pranic processes?
Yeah, sure. So we started in our pranic center. We started in 2015 to do processes, and we did them on water, only water, for 21 days. And it was very, very it was working, of course. Some people would balance their body mass weight towards the end of the process. It would work, but many people would suffer too many detox symptoms. We would have feedbacks also of people getting out of the process and just feeling good, but when they would reach their home or their field of life, food would come back and in a disordered way. So they would have a bulimic crisis, and they would eat not in the correct way, because 21 days on water on the human body has a lot of effect. But even 1 week basically of water, only water. So we decided to change 3 years ago and to bring calories and the feedback with the calories is amazing, because people stabilize, they don't have this loss of weight. Loss of weight means you're printing a memory of suffering on your body, and your body, there will be a moment he will say to you, okay, here's the addition, you have done this to me, and now you're going to, and the way he's going to make you understand is when you're going to touch food, you're going to eat for many days, and you're going to increase weight. So unless you are very experienced, okay, if you are very experienced, and this is what we do, first experience on liquid calories. If you want to have a deeper experience and you were great and you're stabilized on liquid calories, then you can have it a bit more on water. But to go on dry, you must wait. You must wait to be stabilized, to be at least stable and at your ease on water days and on liquid days. My first process was the process that was written in the book of Jasmine, and was the first week is a dry week. So my first process ever was 7 days dry. I did them. I fainted 3 times because I was having my normal lifestyle, and I lost 12 kg in 7 days.
Wow.
And then after that week, following the protocol of Jasmine, the second week you integrate some juices, 20% juices, 80% water, and the third week 40% juices, 60% water. I stayed 2 extra weeks, so I did my first process was 35 days, and during the first week I lost 12 kg, as I said, but during the 4 other weeks I only lost 2 kg. So it was amazing. So if I would have done my first process or my first week not on dry but just on liquids, I would have not lost so much, basically. And when I touched food, basically I recuperated my 15 kg. I recuperated in maybe 4 or 5 months. I was really enjoying food, because when you clean your body, everything works better. But slowly, the problem is going to come back. But I was not facilitated in that moment. I was a bit like, I'm not a Breatharian, because my idea of Breatharianism was, okay, you don't eat, you don't drink. Basically, this is what. But this is a wrong information. This is the top level. It means, but there's all in between. You are very different human being if you eat once a week, if you eat once a month. You're really different, and you're having a journey in consciousness. And this is what you're doing, my friends. You are expanding consciousness by having this 1 day a week, or even more practice you are having. So thank you very much, because we are all one family.
Wow.
And one body.
Wow, Nicolas. So let's say someone comes to you for a process of 21 days. So how does it go? Do you give them juices for the first week? Like, what do you mean by liquid calories?
Yes, so we start on juices. We start we use in our center. We use apple juice. It's very good. It's very neutral information. It works. Use the clear one. Don't use the dense one. Use the clear one if you have it available. Any kind. You can change also the different kinds. We use also coconut water. Wonderful. If you are in a country where you have coconut water, it's a blessing. You can use that. Or we use honey also. We use a lot of organic honey that is very good. Even with hot water, it's going to be very good and very pleasant. You can. But basically, tisanes, herbal teas, and everything that is plant-based is very much appreciated in the beginning of the process. Apple juice, yeah. cucumber juice also, not too much the vegetables that come from the ground in the beginning. You want to be at least 5 days on light stuff, just to clean a bit the guts, just to clean the intestines, just to clean the organs, just to organize what we call the beginning of the biggest part of the autophagy that is going to happen. This natural phenomenon of the body that is going to recycle all the stuff and you're going to go to the toilet and you're going to flush everything. But we don't use enemas during the pranic process. We don't use many techniques of the fasting techniques that usually people do when they do a long fast. We just try to be as natural as possible and just let the body take his own time to do his own stuff when he needs, and try not to intervene with the mind too much.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And then after usually on the second week after the, day 4 or 5, we start introducing a bit more saltiness. It's going to be available on day 6, day 5, day 6. You can start to have some broths in the evening. You can start to have a bit of saltiness. We use spices. What we want and what you want is to enjoy the journey. You must not print too much suffering like as a privation. So you want flavors. What you want is flavors and texture. But you don't need to bite and you don't need to rip with your teeth. This is something that we don't need. We only need because of the memory we are carrying, the traditions and the thousands of years of human beings before us doing that. And everyone doing that around us is kind of inviting, and there are a lot of temptations because we have an ancient part of ourselves and we are a new part of ourselves. So when we do a process, when we do a fast, we are just putting our old self aside and we are preparing something new. So when we do a Breatharian process, this is the true intention. And this is how you're going to first start any kind of fasting also, because there are fasting that are spiritual fasting. But when you do a Breatharian process, the intention is not to stop afterwards. It's not to go and eat just on the day after the process, but is to install a new lifestyle where food is still available, but in a different way.
Wow. And do you have it structured, like the first week is juices, second week something else, the third week something else, or it is personal for every participant?
No, we have it structured. So so it depends. We have two types of process. We have 9-day process and 21-day process. 9-day process we designed because we designed it. It is so all around the world you have many different Breatharians and facilitators that do different processes from the 5 days up to 49 days and even more. 49 days is the number of days the Buddha had his own process. This was people don't know, but it was a Breatharian process. He reached the full state of consciousness in 49 days, and this is wonderful. Level 4, very important.
Okay.
And this is what we're doing. Buddhism is the translation is awakening. What we're doing and what you're doing by fasting is you're awakening. Who you are awakening to and what are you awakening from? You're awakening from the state of suffering to a state of joy. You're awakening to your old self, to your new self. It's a new dimension. Perception. So it is structured in the way that we go light in the beginning to start it up, but not too light. And then we start to increase a bit of density, and during the 9 days, it is free. It means 3 days for the physical detox, 3 days for the emotional detox, and 3 days for the mental detox. During the 21 days, it's extended. It means 1 week for physical detox, 1 week, the second week for emotional detox, and the last week for mental and spiritual detox included. So during all that, we're going to learn. Liquid food is a tool for you, my friends, because if you know how to use it, you're going to keep away of cravings. You're going to keep away of needs of going to eat. This is important. So flavors and texture also. You must bring happiness through the liquids to you if you see the benefits, of course, because I always say food is not a problem unless it becomes a problem for you. And everyone has a different opinion on that. So we organize during our process, and this is what you're doing. You know, on 7 days, you are having a light day, a fasting day. Everyone can have this day that you organize the way you want. You can have it dry, you can have it on water, and you can have it on liquids. We do the same during our journey. We have, like, if we are on the 9-day process, on day 5, in the middle of the process, we do a lighter day. So we are already on liquids. So what you can do, how to do a lighter day, if you're already on liquids and you can dilute, you can 50% water and 50% liquids with calories, or you can go just on water, or you can go just on teas. And so the facilitator must be aware that more the people must adapt this to the people. So like you, Arik, no problem. If you want to have a dry day on day 5, no problem, because I know you know yourself, and you're not pushing yourself. Because my friend, it needs only one moment where you have dizziness and fainting, and it's done. You're going to fall, and you're going to maybe hit your head. You must not take any risk. And this is very important to be on the safe side, because when someone hurts, everyone is hurt.
Right. Nicolas, and in addition to this reduction in food intake, what else is happening during the process? Do you have special exercises, special philosophy? What is happening there?
So Breatharian lifestyle is just a truth manifesting. So there are different names. Living on light, living on cosmic energy. There are infinite kinds of names. There are even names for following the. So in China, there are a lot of Breatharians, but they have different names also. They live on the Qi. And they also have these categories. They have categories to explain how it works also. What are the manifestations. So a typical day, let's talk about a typical day.
Right.
So yeah, we want people to come to a walk. We organize a walk in the morning. This is the best thing ever we have found. In the beginning, we were trying many different stuff in the morning, practices from 5 Tibetans to yoga to Qigong to fitness also in the morning. But we decided to do walks, because everyone is going to walk with his own legs, and everyone has different legs, and you're going to walk at your own speed with your own body, and this is going to be great. And you're going to breathe at your own rate. You don't need to follow anyone. You just need there will be a facilitator or an assistant, and we will go on these walks. And the walks will be usually in nature. It's better in the beginning, because then it's not a problem. When you're stable, to be in a city is not a problem. But in the beginning, we have a beautiful place in Italy. Italy is very nice. We have a garden. We have 80 acres of land. It's a lot of land, and we have a lot of paths. You can find beautiful places anywhere. You just walk, not much. You must not push yourself. Half an hour is okay. You can do more. You can do a bit less. Someone can walk a bit more. And then people can do it more times a day. This to wake up the energies. We don't oblige people to do any kind of other practice. This awakening is the only technique we use is to use the liquids. Just sit there and just keep away all the mind wanting for you to do things. We are just changing our being, not to be human doing, but human being. So to not doing, and this is something that the energy of the food brings us to do. When we eat, we have this energy inside of us that obliges us to do. But when we take this food, when we transmute the food, when we have less, we are more in our natural energy, and we have less this obligation to do things. So we want people to be free in the process, and some people have all the techniques, and it's okay that they want to do, but slowly they understand that they're going to change during the process. We have one meeting at lunchtime, and the meeting is a sharing. It's exactly like we are doing. We're all sitting, but I'm not talking so much. Everyone is going to talk. Everyone is going to say how he's feeling on the physical level, emotional level, and mental level, and if he has any question. And every day will be different, okay? And everyone will have the experience of all the others, and it's going to be very, very rich. We do that at lunchtime, and we do that at dinner time. So basically, it's very, very nourishing, because this is what we're made for. We are made for to meet each other and to talk and to share our light and our love. This is why we're here. So usually humans would gather like that, and food will not be the main purpose. But now it's on the contrary. The food will be the main purpose to gather, while it should be our intention. And so this is what people discovered also during a planning process, and this is what we are discovering here. And these meetings are great to invite each time speakers like that. So, and then we have it during the afternoon. We have just some exercise. In this case, we use a very soft yoga qigong mixed up with some movement just to. But this is not an obligation. There's no obligation during our initiations, because we don't call them a retreat. It's just an initiation. But we organize a relation with the outside. We don't want people to disconnect too much. So people are authorized to use, in a certain extent, cell phones, computer. They can have kind of normal life, and we organize excursions. We want them to be a liquid lifestyle in normal life. So we can go to the city. We can go to have a cup of tea in the city. We can go to visit a museum. We can go to a river, to the seaside in Italy, and we organize excursion just to not break too much, to not install a difference in between the initiation and what people are going to face when they're going to go back to their normal life.
Wow, that's very interesting. Nicolas, and do you have any expected results towards the end of the process? Like when people leave the process, are they expected to be in a certain state, or it is really, really personal for each person?
So it is very personal, but of course, people, they have the expectation to have a first pranic experience, to have a Breatharian experience, and in the beginning of the process, we said to them, you don't know how you're going to be on day 9, or you don't know even in 5 minutes how you're going to be. So no expectation, just go. It's already wonderful that you're here. So people who sign up to the process, they surrender to the process, basically, because I'm not doing anything and you're doing everything. And then on day 9, they will say, so what we see is that when we were on water, 20% would stabilize, but then life would be too strong and they would go back on food. But on liquids with calories, it's around 80% or 90%. Everyone is going to have, wow, feeling better, or sleeping less, or feeling great energy, or stabilizing weight. Then after, how they decide to live their life, this is completely free, because there's no obligation not to eat. It's just people are feeling sometimes so great that they are healed, because there's the healing process that they can eat again. So what, you're not going to enjoy all this eating again if you can, but sooner or later maybe they will come back to the process and they will understand. But it's really free. People need to be free to experience their life, just having this information that you're not obliged.
Okay, Nicolas, and the technology of the process itself, like the structure of the process, was it your idea or kind of your invention, or you got it from Henry Montfort or other sources?
So the book of Jasmine that she wrote in 1992, 93, and is like 25 years old now, gave a structure that was not there before, if I understand the history of Breatharianism. And she gave this structure of the 21-day process. And this was really, and this is still working now. This structure is still used, but the protocol are different, because now many more people are interested, and so we need to adapt, and this is very important. So Henri Montfort he adapted it right away. He read the book of Jasmine. He got the information in the evening with the book. He read the book, and the day after he did his process, but he did it only on water. And this is the second process I did. So I had Jasmine process was my first one, and the one only on water of Henri Montfort, and I could compare. And I said, dry was a bit tough for me because I fainted 3 times, and then so I decided the option of Henri Montfort. But we started facilitating like that, but the feedbacks of the people and the weakness and all the problems, because we would have people fainting in our process, it would happen, and it would be dangerous. And the feedbacks after, so slowly we gather information, and we decided to change. And this is something that we are adapting now, and the way we are doing it now, I think there's no one that is doing it the same way. Also, I know that there are many facilitators that are using juices in their process. I know Akai and Camila, the 8-day process, they are using juices. Ray Meyer also uses juices. Even the one of Victor Troviano, 11 days. Even Kirby Delanerol, he does a very simple process, 5 days in Sri Lanka. Well, online now, of course, everyone is doing online. But and they have a structure that it really, they are included some dry days, maybe some water days, diluted. So everyone has a different structure. And it's good because every facilitator is different, and the information is going to be also a bit slightly different.
Yeah, but I think it's a great idea to be flexible, to just to observe the situation, to see what needs to be adjusted. It's a really wise approach. Yeah. Okay, guys, do you have any questions? I know we have a few questions in the chat here. So even if you ask the question in the chat, you can just unmute yourself and ask Nicolas directly, or if you have any more questions. But then after that, we will get to the chat and read it from there as well. So guys, you can just unmute yourself and ask whatever you want.
Did you ask the questions that are in the chat? Because I have not looked.
Okay, I will read it to you. Let's start from here. So Nitin Mohan says, "Hi Nicolas, greetings, pleasure to connect with you. Question: does gut health important to start juice fasting, like inflammation in the gut? Can we still continue towards juice fasting? Would I worsen the inflammation, or does the juice fasting help to improve it?"
Okay. So yeah, so it really depends how much damage people are going to start their journey. So this is a very personal. Usually, if you are in good health, it's okay, because it's the digestion. So it's our digestive tract is like a river. If you put with the flow of the water, if you put the big rocks in there, the water will still flow, but it's going to be slowed down, and it's going to be problematic. It's going to go on the sides. And the same with our guts. To deal with the solid food day after day is going to deplete our intestines, and it's going to expand. It's very elastic, and then there are going to be pockets are going to be created, and the stool will stop in the pocket. It's going to be. So when you consume juices or liquids, everything, your intestine slowly will understand, and the cells will start auto regenerating. You're going to bring cellular regeneration at a very high level, more days you have in a row, because each time you don't bring the solid food, all the energies that were used to deal with the digestion, you're going to recuperate to start the healing process in all the ligaments, in all the cells, and then you're going to see it happening. So in the beginning, the first 2-3 days are the strongest one. You're going to have some help. This is why it's very important, my friends, to be facilitated in the correct way. Because if you panic in a pain or in something that you don't know, or in an emotion, it can be very messy then. But if you have someone that is going to help you, he knows what is going to happen, it's going to be much more easier. So yes, there's no, until your weight stabilizes after and you're feeling good, but you must also adapt, not. You must, yeah, I think that globally, yes, but you need a facilitator in the end.
Very good, Nicolas. And Sanjela is asking, what do you mean by not interfering with mind while fasting? Okay, that's one question. And what are the fruits or vegetables that you recommend to have for the first week? So those are two questions.
So fasting is something different. People have there's a start and there's an end, and in between you're going to use all the fasting techniques because you want to clean everything that is possible in order for you to be ready to go back on food. And during the fasting, your intention is not to stop eating, but is to just clean and just go back on food. So you're going to think about food. But when you do a pranic process, it is very, very different. You're going to not set a time limit, and you're going to install a principle. So not everyone is interested in a pranic process. Some people just want to fast and just want to go back on food. But for example, when people talk about stool, for many people, stool is a problem in the body, because they think stool, because we have a relation with our stool that is like, we don't want to see it. And we don't see it because when we go to the toilet, we flush, we never see it. But before it's part of us. When it is in us, it is part of us. It is still food technically for us. If you have too much, of course, you cannot even start the process because you must first prepare. Because if you have too much, you are not in good health. But if you have, this is what we say. So if usually in fasting, there are all these techniques of flushing of enemas and cleaning. So the mind is going to take this information. It's going to maybe panic because you have stool inside, and it's going to create a bit of maybe some weakness. Yes, of course, it's going to create some weakness, but it still is used during a pranic process. So you need to check that with the facilitator, of course.
Wow. Okay, and then she's also asking about which vegetables, what are the fruits or vegetables that you recommend to have for the first week? That's what she's asking.
So it's not like there's, in the manual we have designed, we say to people, you need to take vegetable or fruits or juices that you like, that your body knows, because you have already a relation with them. Your cells knows the taste, knows the flavors, knows the intensity. So don't try to do any kind of special experience. This is why we give a selection of possibility, and then the people will just flow with the what they connect best. What we know is that tomato juice is quite good at a certain moment of the process. Is good because it is an in-between. It grows onto a bush. It doesn't grow into the earth. So it's not so loaded with low vibration, and it is not like a fruit that is very, very high. What we want people in the beginning of the process, and this is one reason, an explanation, is that we want people to have raising energies in the beginning of the process. This is why to go on fruits, to go on plant-based and fruits is good because it's going to rise your energies. Then you must not go too high, but you must have a stable journey, because too quick, too high, you will not integrate the consciousness in the correct way. So it has to be, we want to dilute the time of the journey in order to really understand with the consciousness and to give time to the mind to incorporate the new informations. So some vegetables that we use towards the end of the process to make understand that this could be a tool is we use potato puree we use in the soups to bring a bit of density. This is going to bring a bit of fullness. You will see your body. We have 3 types of liquids. We have the very light ones that are the teas, the light juices diluted, and then we have the medium one is the fruit juices, the smoothies, and the light soups. And then we have the denser ones. Dense liquids can also be like a yogurt. It can also be like a very dense smoothie with banana. It can also be a soup with some potato powder that is going to densify. Yeah. So what you want is the flavors are going to bring you a lot of happiness and a lot of joy, and also the texture. And the texture will bring you also, will help you to stay away from cravings and wantings to eat something, because it will bring you this fullness in our tummy. Our stomach is a bag, elastic bag. So if it is used to expand a lot because you were used to eat big amounts, you have this memory. So on your liquid lifestyle, you will need to have sometimes a bit more denser stuff. And you can use also nut cream. nut creams. Like you can use nut creams, you can take a bit of cashew nut or even peanut butter in your coffee, in your chocolate. You dilute it. It's going to give a nice flavory and denser type of liquid. You can put it in your smoothie. There are many different possibilities.
Amazing. Nicolas, and tell me please, what kind of preparation does a person need to do before they go to this process?
So every people that register, we have a survey basically. So you're going to fill the survey, and if something is wrong, we are going to intervene. If something we need to bring this person to a preparation, it is very rare because usually we bring a very soft process. So people don't really need to prepare because they are aware they must be in good health. But sometimes, I just want to let you know. For example, someone had a pacemaker, heart pacemaker, you know.
Pacemaker.
Pacemaker,
Yeah.
sorry. And I said to myself, okay, this you need to check with your doctor if it is okay to be on liquids with around 1,000 calories a day. And the doctor said yes. So I asked the paper, of course, and so the doctor was okay. So if there is some issue, you're taking some medicaments, we need to go and see privately the details and to see if it can combine with this journey. If not, you can still have the process, but in a different way. Huh?
Okay, Nicolas, and I'm also interested to know from your experience, because probably you keep in touch at least with some part of people who finish the process. So what are their experiences afterwards? Are they staying on liquids? Are they go higher on their Breatharian journey, or they get back to food and eat normal as all the rest of the people? What is happening there in this realm?
Well, we since 2 years, as the feedbacks were so exciting and successful, we decided to open a new YouTube channel with all the testimonials. So we have on our website, we have the testimonials of the people who went through this process. We have them in French, Spanish, English, of course, Italian. So we have them because we facilitate in different languages also. And the feedbacks are this everything, but what people stay in touch, even if they go back on food, they stay in touch because it was a happy journey. And this is, I think it's the most astonished thing. And they know they have done something very special. It stays with them. They know it. They know they can do it. It becomes, even if they go back on food because maybe they live with family or maybe they just want to do it, it's okay. And what happens is that you're going to do one process, but it will be maybe the first one, but not the last one. We have people checking in our process every month for even 3 or 4 months in a row, doing 3 or 4 21 days in a row, because it's you understand the power of a group. It's very important, and to be supported is also very important in the beginning, mostly when you start this process and you feel a bit lonely.
Yeah, Nicolas, I must say that your approach is really heartwarming, because many people think that on this health journey or this food reduction journey, you need to suffer and it is a deprivation and you need to make huge effort to overcome your urges and stuff like that. But when you say that, first of all, you have to enjoy, it should be an enjoyable experience. And then I think if you enjoy doing that, you will also continue doing that. It will be sustainable, because otherwise, if you're really into this effort and always fighting with yourself, it's not sustainable. You will not continue doing that. Absolutely.
This is what we understood, and myself, I was wondering if it but so the reason why I'm doing this lifestyle, because I really enjoy food, is the dissolution of the suffering, is this change in perception. Everything changes. Something that you were seeing in a way when you have the food inside of you, you don't see the same way when you have the food not in you. And I understand now the reasons why human beings are not feeling good. They are feeling in depression. They are feeling low because they have too much to deal with in their body, that they cannot rise the head over the flow. They are lacking energy. No one is really lazy. It's just they have too much to deal in themselves to organize the cleansing, and they are always putting the food because they just don't know this information. This is why it's bringing a change to our civilization, but it's going to accelerate. Imagine we instead of 3 times a day, we go on 1 time a day, just 1 time a day, and we are going to live with a much more sustainable nature also.
Okay, okay. And the food intake that you have during the process, is it just once a day, or a person can decide how to eat or drink, I mean, whatever they want and how many times they want?
Yes, absolutely. We give total freedom on how people, they need to learn how to regulate. And it is part of the process for them to exaggerate or to not to have enough. But we are there to speak to them and to equilibrate this, because sometimes two things will happen. You will not feel thirsty anymore, and you will not feel hungry. So you're going to be so good in this state that you're going to even to forget, but the price will be there. It means you're going to slowly stop maybe eating on your body or using your reserves, and slowly your body mass will, in the beginning, will slowly drop down. This is why we use the scale, because we don't want to interfere. We don't want to say you need to do this, you need to do that. But one thing you need to do is to go on the scale and to see what is happening. So some people are surprised that with so little they are gaining weight, or maybe with so little, or maybe with so much they are losing weight, because it will happen in both ways. Some people go to toilets, they think they are losing a bit, but no, they are gaining, because the empty space that you're going to open is going to be filled up with energies, and the quality and who you are in that moment will change everything.
Nicolas, and if you observe a person and they do lose weight during these 21 days, for example, they do lose significant amount of weight, what would be the correction for that?
The correction is to explain with words, but it's also to the correction would be to raise a bit the amount of calories. It's like when you run, like a jogger. You are going to run. You want to run. If you run too fast, you're going to lose your breath. You will not be able. If you run too slow, well, actually, if you run too slow, you will see that you can go a very long distance. So it is all about calibrating your breath. And when you are on your correct breath, you go endless. And just people are doing ultra marathon. People are running 3 days in a row now. So it's amazing.
Right.
The same for food. If you hit on your calories correct amount of calories per day, you are going to feel great. And you're just going to adapt, because maybe you're having an issue with someone, maybe you have a problem there, or maybe you're feeling so great that you're going to skip that. But in the beginning, you're going to use it's just in the beginning, you need to use the calculation of the calories and the amount of weight, and then just to get it. And then when you know yourself, because it is a new learning of how we are and how we on this journey. So when you get it, you can go then in your new intuition. But some people come and they say, oh, I listen to myself. No, you don't know. You know your old self, but you don't know who you're becoming and who you're going to become.
Wow. Wonderful. Okay, now the question from the chat. Please, Nicolas, speak about first importance of the offering, prasadam, the air, prana inclusive. Okay, I don't know if you got this, the intention of the person. It's from Alfred. Alfred, maybe you could just unmute yourself and explain what you meant exactly by that, by offering the air. Okay, so he says about the importance of the offering, prasadam, you know the term. So Alfred, could you please unmute yourself and just ask this question?
Yes, excuse me, my English is not very good, but if we eat only prana, or eating only on the chakras, everything is not from me or for you. Everything is from God. And if you eat food, if you're not offering the food, it's especially vegetable or all food, what is good for the health, can offering prasadam. And if not offering, we eat sin. If we eat only the air or prana, also the air contain microorganisms. And inside the agni kills these microorganisms. The microorganisms also have spiritual soul. And we, with fire, inside fire, with the agni, we kill also the microorganisms. If we eat only air or prana, the air contains microorganisms. Microorganisms, the tree, the animals, the man, the people have spiritual soul. Everything, everywhere where exists spiritual soul, exists life. This is first.
Alfred,
Second,
so what is the question? What is the question? Please let Nicolas answer your question.
No, I understood. Alfred, listen, my friend. Birth, death, they are linked together. Nothing disappears. Everything changes. All this is part of the big illusion. When you reach the state of consciousness where your identity does not exist anymore, and your identity is the identity of the universe, what you say does not exist anymore. Even the words, they lose their sense. The nourishment is not the food. The nourishment is already you. You are your own action is your nourishment. When you are one with the universe, your action is the nourishment. It's not about killing. You are like nature. Can you say nature is good or nature is bad? Can you say when the snow will come, it's going to kill the animals? So you're going to fight the snow? No, this is laws of nature, laws of the universe. When you tune in with these laws and you become one with the universe, you are out of all what you call sins, because they don't exist anymore on that level of consciousness. But if you are in the food, if you consume solid food and material food, we have the same in Christianity here in Europe. It's the original sin. Of course, you're going to feel guilty. This is where we come from. So now as humans, we have these options. And we need to learn how everything works. But we must understand that what is important is not to read too much the book or to listen to the old stories, but to bring the knowledge here and now, to bring truth to reveal in your body. But you need to do it in a sustainable way. So the idea is not to, because many have tried and have died on the journey to reach pranic level 4. So this you must not do. But slowly, all together as humanity, we'll understand much better who we are in years and in thousands of years. Because in the Bible, there are many scriptures. In the sutras, there are many scriptures. In the Veda, there are many scriptures. Everywhere on this planet, we have a lot of knowledge. But what is important is to manifest, is to be, is to become.
The real, excuse me, hear me? Okay. The real identity for you is the spiritual soul. You are a spiritual soul, not the physical body. The physical body, it's impermanent.
My physical body is part of my consciousness. Is the solid part of my consciousness. It's part of me, and you are part of me too, because my consciousness, your consciousness, we're all one. So my physical body now that you see that I'm shaking my hands is part of me, but you are also part of me, and I'm part of you too. There's no separation. What creates?
Excuse me. At the quality level, yes, it's true. You are the spark of the God, the spark of the fire, but not the fire himself. The drop of the water, but not the ocean himself.
Why not? Why do you are limiting yourself by your own words? You say that to you, but I don't say that to me. I am the drop and I am the ocean.
The quality, yes, at the quality levels, yes, it's true what you say, but at quantity level, you are not the ocean, not the God, not the supreme personality of Godhead.
Okay, Alfred, we have lots of members who have different points of view on those subjects. So let's not get into this now, because we will not get out of it. You know, we'll just not get out of it. Let's ask questions about Breatharian processes.
Second question, please, Arik. The connection from intestines, from second good, the Dantian or Swadhisthana chakra, and microbiome, and possibility of interference and other entities from the matrix.
This is why in your fasting journey or in your Breatharian journey, this is why the presence of a facilitator, the environment is very, very important. You need to be in a safe place, in a good place to start this journey, because it's like the caterpillar and the butterfly. The caterpillar will eat a lot of food, he will eat everything, and then he will become very big, and he will feel he's done, and he's going to organize the change. When he organizes the change, he finds a safe place to do the cocoon, because otherwise he's going to, and that moment he doesn't know if he will manage, and then he's going to become the butterfly. So you need to find a safe place, and you need to do it with the correct protocol adapted to you. So you need to have some knowledge if you do it alone. But if you are alone, don't do it. If it is the first time, don't do it alone. I mean.
Yes, I ask this because the Bigu, or live only with prana, is only the secondary effect of the practice of cultivation. It's important what you say, the Tai Chi, yoga, Qigong, practice of cultivation is important. And after this exists possibility, step with step, or everything is individual. The different level of consciousness is not the same consciousness. For example, I am meeting with Victor Truviano, and he have a very good level of consciousness. Excuse me my English, because it's not very good. But I know you understand what I want to ask. Exists possibility because the man, woman, or man can see only 0.25% from the reality with physical eyes. Important is the third eyes, the consciousness level. This is very important.
Okay, Alfred, so what is the question?
No, I understood. Okay. Everyone comes from different practice, but you must understand that everyone has the supreme consciousness is in everyone. It's just, he just wants to awake, and he's going to find all the opportunities to awake. And what brings a lot of awakening is the suffering. Suffering are the roots of enlightenment. So when you are suffering, something is happening that is disturbing, that you can, and when the suffering is unbearable, then the change will come, because you will not be able to bear the suffering anymore. So people who suffer a lot, they have a lot of potential to go from the darkness to the light. This is how it works. So even if you don't have practice, even if you don't know what to do, and when people don't know what to do, you know what they do? They eat. And the eating will create the suffering. And from that suffering, they will be moved. The consciousness wants to awake. And so if you resist, and the resistance provokes the suffering, but there will be a moment, if the information comes, and you know that you don't need to suffer so much, it's going to be beautiful. This is why Breatharianism is rocking the world, and it's going to rock our civilization. We're just at the beginning of our true manifestation as human beings. Thank you, Alfred.
Yes, it's one of the best. For example, I see at you, and I see you are very healthy because you, this is your living mood. Mood of goodness, mood for prana, for meditation. I can see you are very, very, very healthy for another people's comparison.
Yeah.
It is very good. One of the best. I see one picture with Victor Truviano 8 years ago, and I see, oh, okay, only one authentic person. I can meet with him. Yes. From the picture, it is okay, and it was realized. But the people not have the supreme consciousness, have consciousness, but not the total and supreme consciousness. This is the differential. For example, have a bigger consciousness like the animals, but yeah, you understand. And the fourth question is the connection. Please, Nicolas, the connection from microwaves 5, 6G, and what a good environment. What is it's not influencing from the physical or psychical aggression. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfred. So for this last question, as for everything, if your vibration in your cells, in your atoms are low, and they are low, why? Because they don't have enough energy to spin at their correct movement, you're going to be affected by everything around you. Everything is going to be, your body will have a lot of trouble. But if you raise your vibration, and this is what is happening when you're fasting, but on the Breatharian lifestyle, this is what is happening. You're rising vibration, so you are finding, and this is when you tune in with the energy of the universe and with the consciousness of the universe. You must not go too high too quick, because otherwise you will not know how to sustain this vibration. And it is very important to have a sustainable and diluted journey in order to integrate all the changes, because when you change vibration, everything changes around you. The family members, your position in the family, your position in your work, in your life, in where you're living, everything is going to change. So you must take, and this I'm speaking about months and years. You need to let this, you must not go too quick. Otherwise it's going to be, and this rising vibration, you will be less affected. So 5G and all this stuff are affecting people, but they're also not affecting other people. And it's very much linked to the state of the human beings. So Breatharian lifestyle is best for us.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, Nicolas, and then Sanjela is asking, is it okay to combine eating raw fruits in the morning, then lunch to consume raw salads and juicing later? Will we still achieve a good cleansing?
So in this case, we are entering, yes, the more time you're not eating, basically, and the more time you're not eating, the more time you're giving to your intestines and to your cells to organize, to start a bit of autophagy. So this is why the benefits of intermittent fasting are so huge, eating once a day and keeping 12, 16, 18 hours. And now there are groups opening, because intermittent fasting is also about 1 every 2 days and 1 every 3 days. And the doctor who created this intermittent fasting intention, he also, in his book, he says even once a week, even once every 2 weeks. So he's speaking already about Breatharianism. We are just speaking about the beginning. Now we have a scientific proof, basically for the first and the second week, and maybe the third week. But we don't have the scientific proof yet for years of Breatharianism, of course. And there are different categories. And so, yes, you can do that. If if someone is a bit in trouble and you want to eat, but you want to eat every day, you can start with 1 meal a day, and the second meal that you usually have, you transform it in liquid, in a nice smoothie or in nice soup. You can have the soup in the evening, the soup at midday, or the solid food in the evening or in the midday or in the morning. Some people have a breakfast, and then all the rest of the day they stay on liquids. This you need to compose how you want. No one knows better than you what is best for you, because you are in your life and you know yourself better than anyone.
Amazing. Yeah, and then Sanjela is asking if you She's also, can we join you for a fasting session? Do you have a website, please? So Sanchela, yeah, absolutely. Nicolas has his website and it's going to be below this video.
Yes, so
below this video.
Thank you, Arik. And so we organize 21-day process. 9 or 21-day process. You can sign up for 9 days, and if you feel good on day 9, you can extend to 21. We start on the 1st of each month. So we just ended today the 21-day process of January. Next February is coming in 10 days. We start, so you can check the email and just write and register if you want. And yes, so you can do that. Thank you.
Cool. And then Roberto Torrisi is saying, ciao, Nicolas. I don't want to pose questions, just bring my testimony based on your suggestions and interviews. So Roberto, if you want to tell us, to bring us your testimony, please do.
Ciao, Nicolas. So I just want to bring my testimony because I started following Nicolas' interviews on YouTube.
Roberto, could you please put the microphone a little bit closer to your mouth so that we can hear you better?
Yes. Okay. So I started following Nicolas 2 years ago when all the COVID started, and I found these interviews very interesting. So I started reading books about fasting and so on. And so I really want to say thanks to this man because it enlightened me a world I didn't know. And so my experience is that I started by reducing particular macronutrients. So I started with the ketogenesis, then I became vegetarian, then I became vegan, until I discovered that the bacterium that we have inside our gut decide what to eat. So it's very strange, but the more you fast, the more you influence the bacterium that lives inside you. So what happens is that your cravings are based upon the type of bacterium that are in your gut. So if you stop eating carbohydrates, for example, in flour, then the bacterium that loves the carbohydrates is going. They tend to die, to extinguish. So you will, in the medium term, will not have the craving for the flour. And this also happens for the meat. Happens the same thing until you reach a level where you are able to not have cravings anymore, and you can live on juices, vegetable juices, and fruits. Based. I made my record. That if we can say this, I made 3 days of dry fasting by myself. Of course, I reached this level in 2 years. I started with water, then 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then until I got up at 3 days of dry fasting. And I realized that dry fasting is much easier than water, because I don't have that feeling of hunger that water brings me. This is my experience. I don't know if Nicolas can confirm that. And the only thing I want to say is that I got COVID 3 days ago, and I started the dry fasting of 2 days, and now I nearly got out of it. So this is my experience in dry fasting. I didn't have the vaccine, so this was very interesting.
So, very good. Wow.
Avanti così, sei tutti noi.
Such an uplifting experience. Thank you so much. Where are you from?
Italy.
I am from Roma.
Ah, very good, very good. So you are welcome to join the weekly fasting group if you want to cultivate this habit of fasting every week for 1 day. It's a very beneficial habit, and yeah, you can just send me if you want. Send me a WhatsApp message. Okay, good. Now, Nicolas, thank you so much. Thank you. It was really touching, your testimony. Thank you so much. Nicolas, also, there was someone in this weekly fasting group asking, what is your take on urine therapy? Because lots of people are into that now.
Absolutely. So just a few words on Roberto, what he said. I just want to let you know, Roberto, that when you feel good when you go on dry days, of course, because you will lose this feeling of thirst and hunger, but you're going to lose a lot of kg, and then the way you're going to return to food, you need to do it progressively. Otherwise, you're going to eat a lot in too quick, too fast. So if you... yeah, and
I read the book of Sergei Filonov. I don't know if you know.
Yes,
him.
yes, yeah. We have a Breatharian library, but not only a Breatharian library. We have a library with the book of Filonov. I think it's very, very interesting. But he does not speak. But he he explains a lot of things. So what I wanted to say also, Roberto, that the idea is with the bacteria, and this is very important. We are not only, we have a lot of creatures. We are queens and kingdom of queens and kings of a kingdom that we have, and we have worms, bacteria, we have fungus, there's so much stuff in there. So but one thing they don't like is liquid food, because any type of food is still food. It means even if it is biting, there are bits, it's a lot of stuff for them. If you want to have a safe journey, you can just incorporate some days of liquids, but not only water. You need to take some liquids, and this will slowly diminish. It has to be a slowly journey to dilute the detox, because otherwise it's going to create too many cravings. And so, because we are doing this lifestyle on liquids, urine therapy is just if you have the use to do it, just do it. It's no problem. We just say that during the first days, the detox, be careful in the morning, because the first urine will not be so good. So just wait a bit, but you can incorporate urine in your daily life also, even if you eat or not, or in your Breatharian life, it's okay. But some people like it, some people don't. I don't use it much. I tried it, I experimented it, but it's let's say it's not my cup of tea.
Okay, Nicolas, and I also wanted to ask you, and it is also related to one of the questions we got in the group. Do you think that is there any significance for eating healthy food, or it's all in the mind? I mean, our bodily health, because someone is asking about that. You know, lots of people are into healthy food, but you're saying that you drink coffee and chocolate, but you know, that your mind is different. So what's your take on that?
Well, coffee is when your body is clean inside, all the food will have a different effect. Coffee is a shamanic plant, as a chocolate basically, and it's going to have an effect. It was used by shamans to get in contact and to exalt the spirit. So it depends why you are taking it, and what are you going to do with it.
Okay.
You can follow the book up to a certain extent, but then you need to look at the book again, because if we would follow only the book, Breatharians category 4 would be just impossible. But they are there. I met at least 10 of them. It's like I can't be sure 100%, because I'm not them, I'm me, but I know that I'm practicing at least as much as I can practice, enjoy this Breatharian state, and I know that I changed from this to this. So if on the journey I'm going to have some coffee, or if on the journey I'm going to sit and have a soda, you know, something that is a bit like kind of junk drinks, I'm going to have it, because what is important is we are not going to do this with our willpower. We are going to do this because we are aligned with where we come from. And if where we come from, we had a lot of unhealthy food, sometimes we are going to need to deal and to transmute all these memories. And if on the journey you're going to have one time you're going to have some food, it's okay, because what you know is you're not eating that food for the sake of eating it, but you're eating it for along the journey to go to a higher purpose of your life. And one day you will not need it anymore. So it is true that it has, everything has an effect. But if your vibration is very, very high, you can drink even alcohol, and you will not, you will lower down your vibration, but the alcohol will have no effect on you. Or if you eat some food, even if you are a breatharian, you will not, it will not impact you so much, but because your vibration is very, very high, but it will have an effect. People who say that it has zero effect, this is not possible. It will not have a seen effect. You know, it took so many centuries for people to understand that when you are drunk, you must not drive a car. Okay, and it's going to take many, many years still to understand that when you eat solid food, it has the same effect as drugs. It's going to alter your consciousness. But to have that happening, you need many more breatharians experiencing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Then we have a question from Amit Singla. She says, sorry for the last minute question. Is being level 4 Breatharian same as being spiritually enlightened? That's the question.
So, no, yes and no. When you are, this is a very mechanical possibility. It is, we can call it, you're going to be a better version of yourself. This is sure. Because if you raise your level of energy, if you're no longer in depression, you're going to manifest better your potential. So you're going to be a better version of yourself. But it doesn't mean you're not going to be still an asshole, or you're not going to do stupid things and blah, blah, blah. So it will not make you better than anyone else. Okay, this has to be clear. Huh? You're just doing something different. It's not because you can run 40 miles or 100 miles that you're better than anyone else. You're just doing this. It's just an experience that you are manifesting. So my pick on enlightenment is that we are all, when you're doing fast, you're just getting more light. You're enlightening your body. What is prana? Prana and chi and light, it's the fuel of the universe. It is in each of your atoms and all the atoms around of you. It is this sustainment of the creation. It is already there. When you fast and when you're doing a Breatharian process, you regain all this energy that you were using for digesting. You're regaining and you're reconnecting. You know that if you don't know, you are going to sharpen your senses of perception. You're going to have much more empathy. You're going to have your clear mind. You're going to Sri Aurobindo. You're going to have the supreme mind. You're going to have many, many benefits. But this is normality. This is how I call it, the natural state of being. All humans have this potential. It's just we are doing a different experience now in our existence, as a civilization, but this has the possibility to change. So thank you very much, all of you.
Very good. Okay, guys, so we have to wrap it up soon. We still have a few questions. Let's just, we won't have time for all of them, but okay. Sanjela is asking if it's good to take some teas or supplements to clean the intestines before going on juices. What's your take on that?
Yes, if you really want to do something, it's better before and not during, because when you are doing the experience of fasting or doing a pranic process, you are already changing all your body and your system. In that moment, you want to be as natural as possible. This is our recommendation.
Okay, and the last one probably, and then Nicolas, we are going to talk about the upcoming process in India, because I would love to hear much more about that. So Roberto is saying, Nicolas, it's the time you start writing your own book, because the Henry Montfort's one is not available.
Correct. It's out of print in Italian, and it is a book of level 4 of Breatharian category 4. And now I'm experiencing, because I'm experiencing food for you, for many humans, so I can start to speak about it. I did not write yet because, and I need a bit more, some years to experience a bit more, because I want to resolve some issues that I see not clear yet. But it's going to come, Roberto. Thank you so much.
You can copy Henry Montfort since it's not available. No one will notice that.
Oh, no, I don't copy anyone.
Okay, Nicolas, so please tell us about this upcoming process and whether people can join online or they have to come to India to join you, or what about the future processes after that? Please, could you tell us about that?
Yes, so in India, we're going to Auroville. We're going to be there on the 4th for a talk, and then we're going to have on the 3 of February for a free talk. So if you're around, you can come and listen. And then we're going to start on the 5th, 9 days from the 5th to the 13th, and it's going to be what we are talking about here. There's already 20 people registered, so you can join. You can see on our website there's all the information, and get in contact with Egle is the woman who is taking care of this in Auroville itself. So this is our journey, and then we're going to have we have all our processes available on our the calendar is on our website. We are having them in France. So we are trying to go to USA, but it's difficult to fly there. So for now, it's just extraordinary that we can go to India, because we had our tickets last time 2 years ago, but we had to cancel our flight. We were meant to go to USA. We had to cancel our flight. So now we are in Europe. We're around, and we are going to India next month. So it would be great if some of you would join. And there's a possibility to do this process also online, and you can join. So the process of in India, you can, or maybe not. This I must check. But anyway, we are having process online on the 1st of every month, starting, and we use Skype. We don't use Zoom. We use Skype, because kind of Zoom is a bit. I'm not used to it so much. Anyway, thank you.
Yes, Nicolas, and if a person wants to do this online process, can they lead their normal lifestyle during this process, working, being with the family, or they need some kind of separation, some kind of seclusion for this time?
Absolutely, and well, there's Morgane is here, and she has done many processes with me online. Maybe you just want to answer to this question.
Yes, please, because it is an important question.
Hi, yeah. I would say that it's possible to do either way. If you feel like you're going to be in a heavy detox, then I would take some time away from your daily activities. Or if it's the first time you've done a process, then maybe take some time away from your children and your daily activities to do the complete journey, or at least the first, if you're doing the 21 days with Nicolas, which I highly recommend online, then I would take some time away from, if it's your first time, take some time away from your normal activities so that you can rest a lot, and have other people, if you have children, to take care of the children more, and so that you're not in that daily routine that you're used to. But I think over time, once you've done a few processes and you're more understanding your own personal flow, then yeah, you can go through the daily activities as normal. You can care for children, you can cook for other people, and it becomes a joy. Yeah, it becomes much easier after you've gone through the process a while.
Wow, that is amazing. What kind of processes did you do?
I've done the process only with Nicolas. So
really? Just one, or you have done two processes?
I've done many, because I felt it really helpful to be a part of a community that is supporting one another through it, because I was really involved in daily life with family. So I'm in a place now where I have children around, and life duties, work, everything. So I find that it's really nice to have the support of community. So I started about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I've done maybe 10 process.
Wow.
I don't know, I lost count with Nicolas, but I don't need the process. It's more just that I find that it's really helpful to have the consistency and the ongoing support.
Wow, that is amazing. And the processes that you have done, were they online or in a physical place, in a physical location?
All online.
Wow. Wow.
I'm looking forward to the day when I get to do in person.
Yeah, yeah. And as a result of those processes, how do you feel in terms of your state of your inner being, but also in terms of even things like your food intake, your daily food intake? Did it affect it?
Yeah, I've gone through a few phases of my own process, and I don't try to push myself into anything. I'm going very naturally. So I've had times where I went through the process and then I dove back into food. I had a life transition and I said, oh, I was around people eating and new environments. So I started eating again and I just was enjoying it. I didn't feel like any pressure to live a certain way. Yeah. But then I was observing, okay, I see the differences when I'm eating solid food or when I'm in pranic mode. It's very different, a very different lifestyle. My emotions become completely different. My body starts to have different effects. So yeah, wow. I've experimented with the full spectrum. Yeah.
Wow, that is so uplifting. Thank you so much for your testimony. Thank you so much. Really, really warm, heartwarming. Yeah, okay, guys, so we are going to wrap it up soon. I think it was an amazing event that we had. Do you have any more questions related to these Breatharian processes, or maybe about this upcoming process in India? Does anyone have any more questions?
Just to mention that we organize a Pranic World Festival every year, and since 6 years now, 7 years. This is the 7th edition. We are doing it in August in Italy, and we think there will be finally maybe opening of the boundary of the frontiers, and there will be a possibility of people moving, but coming. But we are having it also on Zoom, so it will be 12 days in a row and free speakers a day, and everyone will be Breatharians basically. And so there will be Victor Troviano, maybe Henri Montfort, and many other people that speak about what we are doing right now. So you're invited to register to the newsletter and just to receive information, and because it's wonderful to connect all together and to bring this to light, because when something is stable and something is bringing more truth and more happiness, it has to be showed and spoken about. Thank you.
Yeah, Nicolas, and I also want to commend you because it's really touching what you're doing with this festival, and also you put all the materials of the festival free, on YouTube for everyone to watch and for everyone to listen. You don't charge anything for that, for those materials, and it is such an act of giving. I'm sure the universe will send you lots of blessings back for that, because you're doing really, really great thing for all of us, by doing that. Yeah. Thank you so much. Rovital, do you want to ask a question?
Yeah, the more I hear these webinars, the more questions I have. Like I understand there are no rules in terms of what's right and what's wrong, and what you say you drink coffee and it's okay to eat, and you don't eat fruit and vegetables, raw fruit and vegetables. So I don't know, it's very confusing. There must be a spectrum, or there are it's not black and white, no certain rules. It's just, well, anyway, even science hasn't, nobody researched it scientifically, and people speak from their experience, and you're saying that it's about believing, it's about the belief system. If you believe it is healthy for you, then you don't need all these supplements and calcium and vitamin D and vitamin and B12 and all that. So it's very confusing.
Actually it relates to what I asked Nicolas in the beginning, whether nutrients are important, like whether we do get nutrients from food or it's just all in the head. But maybe Nicolas could clarify it a little bit more.
Yes, so we need to be careful on this topic. This is why, because it can happen that you think that you're getting the nutrients, but you're not getting them. So we highly recommend, at least in the beginning of the journey, when you're just having your first experience or after in the first year, that you check your numbers, that you don't take it as a game, you know. Don't be afraid of we have tools, we have a society, we have doctors, we have what we have. We are not here to change, but we are here to upgrade. It's a change upgrading. So we need to take whatever is available to understand and to go beyond and this is why I'm here now, but last year I was another person, and 2 years, and I'm always changing and evolving and understanding more and more. So I can only talk about myself, of course, but I can say to you that my numbers, blood cells, and I'm getting younger, basically. Even if I have a white beard, is my inner. I'm getting back to be in agriculture, and I'm 51. So people are amazed around me in the community in Italy where I live. So basically, if you want the big picture, is we are living placebo and nocebo effect at every instant. If you believe something is right, even if it is not right, it's going to become right, and the vice versa. It's going to happen in the other way also. And this is happening at every instant in our life, in the relations, in who we are and what we are. Information comes, and we just take them as true and as not true when they're true, and blah blah blah, and it's overwhelming. So the idea to be Breatharian is to be free. If I can give a translation, is to be human being free. You want to be free, and everyone wants to be free to manifest your potential. So you understand that when you have food freedom, it's amazing, because the roots of all our nations are based on food. If the food is not there, what is going to happen? And this is where we can use our imagination. So we need creativity. This is the moment of our civilization where we have choices, and we need to step in and we are the ones that are designing our new world. And our generations in between, we are the ones that are going to design the future. So thank you so much, and enjoy the journey, and be sustainable while you are in the journey. Safe.
Okay.
Can I say just another? So this is a unique human experience, like animals. So animals don't believe and don't have consciousness. So animals can't be breatharians. I mean, so it's just a unique human experience. All this breatharian lifestyle.
Well, actually, all the vegetation and the nature is level 4. The plants and the trees are our best friends ever. Animals are level 3. They have this. They don't eat because they eat very rarely. They eat maybe I'm at the stage of. If you see the animals that they are fed, domestic animals, the amount that they eat, they are getting obese, basically. I talk about my cats, because I have a cat, a wild cat, and is just when I give him food, he eats. But usually when he goes on hunting or playing around with what he sees, he stays very, very thin and very, very strong. So this is our capacity. Like ancient humans, they were walking on this planet. They were not staying in one place. So this is also something that we need to recuperate, our freedom of movement, and so there's a lot. But basically, we have something that animals don't have. We can change so quickly. We can even change our DNA, and this is what we can manifest. With our imaginations, your dreams, you can make them true, basically. So this is our capacity, our potentials. But if we stay on the food, we are stuck. It's like a glue. It's like we are becoming sticky. And when we slowly enlighten, we increase our potentials. And it is written everywhere in the ancient text. This is the time of Kali Yuga, Sat Yuga. The kingdom of heaven is manifesting, and the kingdom of heaven is not in the sky, where the birds will be there before you, but the kingdom of heaven is all around you and in you. It is already there, but we need to tune into it. And we tune into it by raising our frequency. And this is what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas. So we're really going to wrap it up very, very soon. But I just want to ask you really, really last question. You know, we are the planet Earth now is moving through, you might call it difficult times, turbulent times, and I wanted to ask you, what's your take on best strategy for every one of us on the individual level, how to move through those times, and not just move, not just survive, but actually to prosper, to flourish, to bloom, what would be the best strategy for us as individuals on the individual level, and also to really create this world, to make this world better, the better place?
Thank you, Arik. Well, I think that if you want to organize a change, and the change is outside is too much to change, the best way is to adapt. And so the change we need to organize inside of us. So we need to change ourselves in order to change outside, because if we don't go at the root of the problem, we can, the tree has a problem, and the tree, if you cut some branches, okay, it will look a bit better, but it's at the roots. Something is poisoning at the roots. So we need to understand we see the effects, and the effects are catastrophic, but they are causes. We need to be careful and look at the causes, and each one of us can play his role on this. And so by changing our food consumption and food relation, we're going to change everything, because the same way people are indulging on food, they're indulging on everything. They are the same way humans are eating food, the animals, plants, they are eating forest, the hills and water, and everything gets corrupted, even the air now that we are breathing. And so it's by ourselves. It starts with ourselves. So first, we bring peace by our senses in our guts. We have neurons there, and these neurons, when they will not be obliged to digest day after day, and you will use them for something else, and they will reconnect with the neurons within your brain and the neurons in your heart. And when you be all reconnected, you will have amazing information. Every one of us will start the change in the life where you are, in the city, in the villages. It's going to happen. It is happening now. So this is the most peaceful way to do it. Remember Gandhi.
Wow.
One man did that. And he was sitting there and said, okay, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. With no violence, with no resistance.
Wow. So inspiring. Okay, guys, so I think that's the best point to finish, because we are all inspired. Our vibrations are high. I just want to thank you, Nicolas, very, very much.
Thank you.
It was really, really one of the best webinars we have ever had in this group. And thank you all of you guys for coming. And I just want to tell you that we will have all the contact details of Nicolas, all the information below this video. So, and it will be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow. So you're welcome to check it out. And also, if any of you want to join the weekly fasting group and cultivate this habit of fasting once a week, you're welcome to send me a message. My phone number is here in the chat, and I will happily add you. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nicolas, and blessings to all of you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the journey. Bye.
Enjoy the journey. Thank you. Bye-bye.